In today's video, pag-uusapan po natin yung mga requested charts ninyo like MBT, Globe, and DMC. Are you guys ready? Let's go! Alright everyone, let's start off with DMC, no? Now last we discussed, sabi natin nung pataas tong DMC, there was the possibility na pwede siyang umangat dito, if-fill niya tong gap, tapos dun tayo makakahanap ng reaction and then possible na lumayo tayo from there. Unang angat niya dito, almost na fill, di ba? Bumitin tayo ng konti. Tapos we rolled over, came back into this area of previous support. Diba? Inflection point siya, acted as support here, resistance there, support here, and so on, no? We came back to this area, nag-hold, and then we moved higher. Inabot natin yung resistance na nandito. Diba? Remember, sabi rin natin, it was possible na we were just moving within this range here. Kasi ito, saka ito, can be considered as possible overshoots. Na baka ito talaga yung range na nilalaro ng price currently, no? So, umabot tayo do sa top end ng range, then nakahanap tayo ng reaction, and today we closed down a bit. Although, number one, we need to recognize na where price went to was essentially kung saan tayo una nakahanap ng resistance dito sa small range na to on the way up. So, hindi naman nakakagulat na once we broke out of it, na bumalik tayo dyan at makahanap tayo ng some type of reaction. So, kung bullish ka ng DMC, what do you want to see from here? You want to see price retake tong 9.3 na level sooner rather than later para mag-open up na talaga yung possibility ng balikan natin tong 9.85, and if we can break that, obviously, new 52-week high tayo and yung mga bulls dito sa DMC will be very happy. Diba? Ang ayaw nating makita naman dito sa DMC, just let me get rid of some of the doodles that we made, no, para lang mas clear, is for price to come back down, break beneath this white zone, test it from underneath, holds, then rolls over. Kasi pagka ganon, number one, I think pagka ganon, confirmation na we are ranging do sa sinabi natin kanina. Diba? Yes, within that range, pwede natin siya i-segment and we've done so. But I think there's an acknowledgement na okay, hindi pa ako ready tumaas, baka bumalik muna tayo doon sa range na pinag-usapan natin at doon muna ako maglaro. Diba? Ako meaning yung DMC in that particular instance. Either that or we come back, tag, roll over, tapos basagin natin tong mga levels na to. Pagka ganon, then baka balikan natin yung support natin dito at 7.25 and we'll see if that holds from there. If that holds, then I think we can honestly say from there na hindi na to overshoots. Na maaaring itong buo na talaga yung nilalaro natin. Wider range, again, what that means is mas marami tayong segments. It will be a little harder to trade just because kahit range trader tayo, dumadami yung mga areas of support and resistance that we need to encounter along the way, which for me at least, makes trade execution and trade management just that much harder. Okay? But for now, tignan muna natin, it's good na umangat na siya dito. Let's see, baka yun nga, bumalik dito, mag-hold, hopefully from here we push higher, breaking above 9.3 and we'll see where price goes from there. Next, pag-usapan naman natin tong ACEN, no? Now, for itong ACEN, ang sabi ko nga nung una, ideally pa rin gusto ko sana is for price to go deeper. Makuha natin dito closer to 4 pesos because I still feel na that's a higher probability trade in the sense na number one, it's a good area of interest to work out from. Itong area of previous consolidation na to. And number two, it will likely yield decent risk reward. Kahit na matrade lang natin tong range na to, about 20% na rin yan. Okay? But let's say na hindi mangyari yon. Let's say na ito na yung bottom. Diba, we broke beneath the support. Next candle, binawi natin agad. So the expectation was, okay, sige, nag-hold tong support na to. Are we gonna push higher? And so far, we have. We've pushed higher, tapos we've started ranging sa area na to. Diba? Pero, para sa akin, we're not out of the woods just yet. Kasi you need to understand where we are. Dito, umuuntog pa tayo essentially sa support na yan, hanggang sa support na to, plus itong gap na to. So, itong buong area na to, pwede natin siyang i-consider as an area of resistance. 'Di ba? So para sa akin, para masabi natin na merong change in structure dito sa ASEN, kailangan mabasag tong green zone na to first and foremost. So basically break above 8 pesos. If we can come back and retake tong 8 pesos, then I think what happens next is we will come back and tag tong 8.9 hanggang 9.10 na resistance area. Kung mabasag yan, 9.8 yung next. Okay? Beyond that, wag na muna nating isipin, no? Hindi naman yan mangyayari agad-agad eh. Now, hanggang hindi niya to nare-retake, we need to see this for what it is, which is downtrend pa rin tayo. Textbook pa rin, na meaning we're still forming lower highs and lower lows, di ba? So lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and so on, no? So essentially, ito pa rin yung lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Kaya natin gustong mabasag tong green zone na to para masabi natin na natanggal na natin or nalagpasan na natin yung previous lower high, and that's one of the things that I personally look for that might signal na, uy, teka, parang may nag-iiba na. Kasi as is, pwede pa rin naman to magtagal dito, konso, maybe angat pa ng konti, balikan natin 7.6, then from there, roll over, new low. So balik lang tayo, textbook pa rin, downtrend pa rin. Diba? Kaya mahirap madalin yung mga ganito eh. Kasi yes, buying from here, if tumama ka, then you move higher, that's good. Pero kung mali, where would you go wrong? Dito sa baba, medyo malayo-layo rin yan. Now, syempre, as I always say, ibang usapan na kunwari, mahilig ka talaga sa fundamentals and meron kang valuation na hinahanap dito, meron kang specific price na tina-target, then pag ganon, by all means, no, dahil pinag-aralan mo naman ng mabuti yan, pag umabot siya sa price na gusto mo, then you take the trade. Diba? You pull the trigger. Don't hesitate kasi pinag-aralan mo yan eh. But for me, the earliest that I would consider this for now, based on current structure, is to wait and see kung mababasag natin tong green zone na to, and then I want to reassess from there. Next, pag-usapan natin tong CTS, no? Since it's been a while, pwede na natin siyang tignan sa daily chart, and the structure is fairly easy to read naman, so I don't need all the nuances that we can get by going down to the lower time frames. Okay? First, I want to acknowledge na meron pa akong dinigay na support dito because I wanted to do it with all of you guys dahil tinignan natin to noong una pa lang eh, di ba? Kaya nasa taas lang yung levels natin. So, meron tayong support na nag-form dito at 81 cents. Meron din tayong nag-form dito at 86 cents. Alright? Now, let's assess the chart. From here, nung nabasag yung 86, the next natural target was tong 90 cent na level hanggang 91, and what happened was we did reach for that kanina, inabot natin, we tagged it, then we found some type of reaction from there. Okay? Now, what this does next, importante, kailangan natin makita. Kung sabihin natin mag-form to ng something like this, parang inverse head and shoulders, then maybe from there, pwede nating antabayanan to see kung kaya natin mabasag tong 91. And if we can, then yung next potential target natin will be 94, 99, and 1.04 respectively. Okay? Kung mabasag to. Kahit na hindi magbuo tong inverse head and shoulders at mabasag yan, that's something that you can look for as well. It's just that, kung may mabuong pattern, it just makes it easier, diba, na i-anticipate and to form a trade idea around, as compared na kunwari iti-trade mo siya outright. Saan mo lalagay yung stop mo? Where would you be wrong? How would you assess your risk reward? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So for now, let's see what happens next. Pero kung kunwari ang mangyari naman is mabasag to, bumalik tayo dito sa 81, meaning we break beneath tong 86 again, tag it from underneath, it holds, we come back to 81, now we're watching to see ulit. Do you really want to trade that range kung kayo yung nagtitrade, meaning from 81 to potentially 86 cents? Kung interested kayo doon and we hold, then maybe, no? Then that's something that you could consider doing. Ako personally, I'm not gonna be very eager to trade something like that. I would rather see if price can come here kung mag-hold to. Kung mag-hold, wala, hintay lang. Pero kung mabasag, diba? Kung mabasag yung 81 cents, then we'll be looking at new structure to form kasi meron na tayong all-time low na bago eh. Diba? So we'll be waiting to see what new structure develops from there, And maybe, do sa madidevelop na bagong structure na yon, makahanap tayo ng mas magandang klaseng trade. Kasi right now, I don't see a high probability trade where price is. And even if sabihin natin yun nga, ma-pullback niya to, 81, mag-hold, mag-bounce tayo. Yes, but yung 5 cent reward, it just doesn't do it for me. Okay, not in this particular instance. Tapos kung mabasag naman natin to the upside, ang dami rin nating nakikitang resistances along the way. So, kahit na may pattern, the likelihood na makakuha tayo ng magandang risk-reward isn't all that great. I'm not saying it's impossible. Pwede naman. Mas unlikely lang. Okay? So, it remains to be seen what it can be done if and when price does that. But for now, I think the best course of action, at least for me, is to just stay on the sidelines and continue watching this, assuming na interested kayo dito sa CTS. Okay, syempre kung di naman kayo interested, di wala. Carry on, no? Yeah, carry on, move on to the next one. Next naman, pag-usapan natin tong MBT. Okay? Now, itong MBT, honestly, I've been procrastinating sa pag-include sa kanya sa charting sessions natin kasi honestly wala talaga ako nakikita eh. This is a good example ng mga chart na maaaring merong MA breakout dito or RSI above 50 dyan. Diba? I'm not saying it did I honestly don't know, I didn't check. Okay? Na pwedeng nakaka-confuse lalo na kapag hindi natin pina-prioritize ang overall context ng isang chart eh. Okay? Now, let's take a look at itong MBT, no? Let's try to scrutinize it further. Okay? Kasi nga sabi ko wala naman akong makita, so there's really not much to discuss other than my overall thoughts on it. We need to consider, number one, na overall downtrending tayo. Diba? High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Diba? And ito, potential lower high. So dahil ganun pa rin yung trend na tinitignan natin, not much has changed. Meaning, hindi ko kailangan baguhin yung overall view ko. Kasi even from this higher time frame standpoint, I can see na yung overall direction na gustong puntahan ng price isn't favorable para sa akin. Lalo na wala naman tayong shorting sa PSE. Diba? Now, normally, when I see things like this, rather than think in terms of matatrade ko ba to? Diba? Ang iniisip ko na lang is saan ko ba tong gustong matrade kung bala ko man siyang i-trade. Now, the answer to that for me dito sa MBT is kung bumaba tayo dito sa lower white zone na to around 45.50, 45 pesos and then to assess from there. Bakit doon? Kasi kung titignan natin where price is right now, puro chop eh. Chop dito, umangat tayo, chopped here. Bumaba rito, nag-chop na naman, broke down, chop na naman. So, hindi ako big fan of trading sa loob ng chop. Yes, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I know it works well for a lot of people. I know a lot of people do range trading and it works really well for them. It's just that, hindi siya para sa akin. Okay? Personal ko lang yon. Hindi ko po sinasabing mas magaling ako sa kanila or mas magaling sila sa akin or whatever. Walang ganon. Ang sinasabi ko lang, to each his own. Okay? Meron po tayong kanya-kanyang style at approach sa merkado and we need to respect each person's style and approach. Ganon talaga eh. It takes different sorts of people to make the market work. If everyone thought the same way, the market won't work. Right? Now, since ang daming chop along the way, I'm not very excited to trade this where it is. So para mapatrade ako nitong MBT, what I need to see is magkaroon ng matinding deviation from one side or another before I start thinking na, hey, there's something to do here right now. Kasi as long as it's trapped within all of this chop, there's really not much for me to think of. Diba? Kunyari, sabihin natin, bakit di ka maghanap ng mga bear traps? Saan ako maghanap ng bear trap? Kunyari, nag-fake out dito sa baba, gumanyan, bear trap na ba yan? I would argue no, kasi the next level is right there. Tama lang naman na nakahanap tayo ng support. Diba? Wala namang mali doon. Tapos, kung kunyari naman, sabihin natin, ba't di ka maghanap ng bull trap? Bull trap where? Kung umangat to dito, bumaba ulit ng ganyan, diba? Sabihin natin, I wanted to trade the range, I wanted to trade this. Enough na ba yun na dahil nag-form siya ng dalawang resistance dyan, okay na? Para sa akin, hindi rin. So dahil ganon, walang clarity wala rin akong masabi na, okay, dapat ganito yung gawin natin para matrade natin to. So dahil ganun yung situation, di ba? I try to pre-plan potential scenarios that I could actually trade kung umabot man tayo doon. And as I said, in this particular instance, it's either bumalik tayo rito sa white zone sa baba or mabasag natin tong white zone sa taas. Kung mabasag natin tong white zone sa taas, then I think itong 58.6 up to possibly 61 or 63.5 na range, itong buong to, could be tradable. Diba? But for now, where we are, wala pa eh. Now, you could be thinking, hindi mo ba sasabihin na baka mag-form kasi tayo ng inverse head and shoulders dito? Pwede, no? That's one possibility. But, kung mag-form man tayo ng inverse head and shoulders dito, hindi ba yung hinahanap din naman nating trigger is mabasag nga tong white zone na to? Diba? Kasi we want to see na mabasag yung neckline, then blah, 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 blah. Right? So, hindi ba ganun din yon? Makita natin mabasag tong white zone na to? And if mabasag yung white zone na to, hindi ba ito rin yung mga levels na titignan ko on the way up? So, ganun ako mag-focus. So, while it's doing its thing here, there's really not much else for me to do. Now, pwede nating sabihin na, bakit di mo aralin yung broker movement or whatever? Now, that's a topic for a different video, no? Mahaba yun. And I know a lot of people are not gonna agree with me when it comes to that. But, long story short is, I don't find it very reliable para sa akin. Okay? So, for me, I would rather wait for a break in structure and then study from there kung may pwede akong gawin. But where it is right now, for me, masyado siyang mahirap i-trade. Ang daming pwedeng paguntugan, ang daming pwedeng maging problema, ang daming hindi klaro. And then finally, tignan po natin yung GLO. Now, tong globe, it has been trading within this range between 2,160 more or less hanggang nasa mga 2,600, 2,650 na area. Alright? And so far, that's where it has been staying for a while now. So if you're a range trader, you might want to take note of this and see if there's an opportunity na pwede mong ma-trade or pwede mong mapagsamantalahan should price come back down dito sa 2,160 na area. Now, again, similar sa discussion natin sa Metrobank kanina, I'm not looking forward to that, no? Kasi ang dami na ng chop natin eh. I would rather wait and see kung mabasag altogether yung range, what can be done after that. Diba? What we can do from there. So in this particular instance, if price can come back up and break above tong 2,650, then what I'd likely be looking for next is a possible gap fill dito. Bakit yan? Kasi may mga iniwan din tayo ng cluster of lows dito. Now, you might be thinking, bakit di mo kinonsider to? Saka to. Kasi para sa akin, medyo mas minor yung mga areas na yan. Okay? And I think na if we can come back here, diba, malamang ito, mababasag agad to. Then we can see if we can trade above it, come back. Kung mag-hold dyan, then maybe for a push higher, targeting either yun nga, itong gap fill, or itong mga lows na nandito, or that low there. Okay? Pero sabihin naman natin, kabaliktaran yung nangyari. Nabasag natin tong 2,160. Then the next level of support we'll be looking at is 2,026. And then, what I'll be watching out for is what price does kung bumalik tayo dito sa white zone sa baba. Kung bumalik tayo dito sa white zone sa baba, then mag-form tayo ng magandang type of structure. Diba? Some type of bullish structure or bullish price action na pwede nating sakyan for a potential trade. Then I'd personally be all over it, no? But syempre, depende pa rin yun kung ano yung magiging itsura ng structure should that happen. Kasi maaaring hindi rin siya mag-yield ng magandang risk-reward eh. Lahat naman yun laging bumabalik dun eh. Kahit na gano'n pa kataas yung probability, pero napakapangit naman nung risk-reward, hindi ko rin papatasin yung trade. Kasi at the end of the day, ang probability ay probability pa rin. Diba? Kumbaga, chance pa rin yan eh. So, hanggat kaya, when I take a risk, gusto ko maganda yung reward. So, depende kung umabot man tayo dyan. It doesn't necessarily mean na, uy, automatic trade na yan. Sabi ni GT kapag bumalik dyan, area of interest. Depende pa rin. It depends on what structure forms from there. And then, i-reassess natin during that time kung pwede ba nating i-trade yun. But for now, wala pang magagawa for me dito sa globe. Konting hintay-hintay lang. Hopefully, mabasag nyo to the upside sooner rather than later para mas mag-open up ang potential opportunities for traders dito sa globe. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin, no? I hope nakatulong po to sa inyo kahit konti and may natutunan kayo kahit papano. And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!